Hi, Automan26 here. In this video, I want to see what I can do about clearing up some confusion that arises when guys try to serve the bowstring and they wonder, they're trying to figure out just what direction do I rotate my bobbin. If I'm going here, if I'm going from the inside out, on this side, outside in, or what about if I go over here? Inside out, outside in, or maybe I'm doing my center serving and I want to go in this direction and or maybe I'm here and I'm serving in this direction. What direction do I rotate my bobbin? Well, the simple answer is clockwise. Always, always, always clockwise. Twist your string clockwise, serve clockwise, no matter where you're at on the string and no matter which direction you're going. But that can be a little confusing. So let's start by trying to clear up some of the confusion. One of the easiest ways to learn to get it straight is to make yourself a little clock, like what I have here. What I did, took a mason jar lid and a piece of cardstock, and I drew a little clock, put a hole in it, so that I can now mount it on my string. And this little device, if you learn to use it, build one, learn to use it, will become your new best buddy. Let me explain. Let's say that I want to do an end serving. I'm down here, and I want to serve inside out. Well, I put my little clock on there, and I'm going to always serve towards the clock, and you can see I've got some arrows, and the arrows tell me I need to serve my string over the top, away from me. And as I do, I'm going clockwise. Now that is clockwise as observed from behind the bobbin. Okay? Going clockwise, everything's good. In this case, over the top, away from me, serving toward my little clock. All right. Let's say that I prefer going the other direction. What do I do then? Well, I'm going to put my clock down here. I'm going to start serving up here. I'm going to serve toward my clock, and my clock now says to serve over the top toward me. So I'm going to put my bobbin on, just like so. Let's make her a little bit longer here so I have something to grab onto. Over the top towards me. And now as I go in the direction of my arrows, serving toward my clock, over the top toward me. If I were to stand behind the bobbin and observe my bobbin as I'm serving, my bobbin would be going clockwise. What about down here? Well, let's try it. Again, my clock says over the top toward me if I'm serving in this direction, always serving toward my clock. If I go over the top toward me, that will be clockwise. And if I look at my bobbin from behind, from this direction, it is going clockwise, and my arrows are going clockwise, and everything is just fine. Okay? Great. What if I choose to go the opposite direction, and I want to serve my string outside in? Okay. We will do that. If I want to serve my string outside in, I look at my clock, put my clock ahead of my server, and it says over the top, away from me, is clockwise. So that's what I'm going to do. Over the top, away from me, and I am now serving in a clockwise direction. If I were standing behind the bobbin, observing bobbin rotation, I would see that it is going over the top clockwise. But let me show you where people get confused. And this is quite common. Get this piece of string off of here. All right. Let's say I'm going to start serving my end servings. And I want to go clockwise, like I'm supposed to. Remember, twist your string clockwise, serve your string clockwise. And clockwise, if I'm serving from inside out, clockwise is over the top toward me. So I've served over the top toward me. I am going clockwise, and I finish my serving, and I want to go down to the other end. And I say, all right, I've turned around, I'm going to go down, I'm going to serve inside out. And let's see, up here, I went over the top toward me. That was clockwise, so I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to go over the top toward me, just like I did before. And it was clockwise up there, so I start serving here, and I'm doing a good job, and I'm real happy, but you know what happened? If I'm going over the top toward me here, I'm going backwards. You see, many times what we'll do is we'll do a 180 and go to the other end of the string, but our brain won't do that 180. And we'll want to serve exactly down here as we did up there. But clockwise down here is over the top away from me, like so. Always observe your bobbin from behind, and if you're looking at it from behind, serving away from you, it should go clockwise. But I strongly recommend that until you get this procedure down, make yourself a little clock like this. It will become your string building buddy. Okay, so I've done the ends, and everything is great. What about center serving? Exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Let's say that I'm going to put on a center serving, and I'm going to serve from this direction to this direction toward my clock. Always serve toward your clock. And it says over the top away from me if I'm going this way. And again, observed from behind, if I'm doing my center serving, going this way, serving away from me, my bobbin is going clockwise. What about the other direction? Let's say I'm going to do a center serving, and this time I'm starting going this way. My clock says over the top toward me. Okay, before it was different. It was over the top away from me. But now, over the top toward me, viewed from behind, my bobbin is going clockwise, and my clock again says, tell me the right direction for going clockwise if I serve toward the clock. It does not matter where you're at on the string. If you're serving inside out, outside in, if you're serving a center serving, left to right, right to left, you're always going to go clockwise as you view the bobbin rotation as you serve away from yourself. And until you learn that, I highly recommend that you make one of these little clocks. Put it on your string. It will take away all the confusion, and it'll clear things right up. Most important, it'll keep you from building a string where the serving is clockwise on one end, counterclockwise on the other, and when you take your perfect string off, it all winds up and it knots up and you can't figure out what the problem is. Make you a little clock. Always serve towards it, following your arrows. Now some guys twist their strings counterclockwise. that's fine. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you make a little clock where all your arrows are going counterclockwise. If you're serving counterclockwise, or you're twisting counterclockwise, you're always going to serve counterclockwise. But 99.999% of us twist our strings clockwise. When you twist your string clockwise, you'll serve clockwise. Take this little device here, place it on your string, always serve towards it no matter where you are on the string, ends, center, end, always serve towards it. Watch your arrows, and those arrows will keep you straight. They'll keep you going in the right direction. I hope this has cleared up some of the confusion. So this is Automan 26. Shoot 'em straight.